Everyone, Phi Farley here, February 21st. We have got NCAA basketball's best bet coming to you here in just 1 second. Thank you for tuning on in. I appreciate it. Yesterday, coming off a great day, had the daily best bet with Florida Gulf Coast, 11-point underdog, winning outright against Lipscomb at home. Nice revenge spot. Got the win there. Ended up winning a couple other plays over on patreon.com/Phi Farley. Ended up getting the under in the Duke, North Carolina game. Winning later with Marquette, laying the 6. Then winning the night game with Cal State Northridge. So happy about yesterday's games. Yesterday's games really went the way I thought, beginning to end, especially the evening games. Had a clean sweep all the way through the evening. So we're just real happy about the momentum that takes into today, even though today isn't quite as good of a slate as yesterday was. So before I get into tonight's best bet, let me talk about patreon.com/Phi Farley. You can get other picks over there. Feel free to check that out. Again, it's patreon.com/Phi Farley. Also, don't forget to subscribe here. Get my picks as soon as they come out. You can see, traveling or not, I'm always going to put a post out there for the day's best bet. You can also follow me at Phi Farley is Twitter. You can catch me on there for other content. So, all right, let's get into tonight's slate of games. The best bet, I'm going right to probably the biggest game of the evening as my best bet. And against my better judgment, I really think there might be some other sneaky better plays. And again, you'll find a few of them over on patreon.com. But I'm going to go to the biggest play of the night, which is Michigan going to Minnesota. Minnesota here has to have this game circled. They have to. They're a bubble team. They're 17-9. Cannot afford to lose this game. So they have the squad to do so. They've hung with Michigan before. They played them earlier in the year. They lost by just 2 points in Ann Arbor, and now they get them back on their home court. Now, Minnesota had lost 4 consecutive games in brutal fashion. Tough schedule. Then they clobber Indiana. That leads them into this game against Michigan to rematch them. If we look at Michigan's schedule, it's interesting. They only have 3 losses on the year, but we're looking at Wisconsin, at Iowa, at Penn State. There's a common theme, all on the road, all divisional games, and they didn't really, none of those games were really close except for the Penn State one. They lost by 6, but they weren't exactly buzzer beaters, in which here we're getting 5 extra points with Minnesota, which is kind of nice, even though I don't think we're going to need it tonight. I think Minnesota is going to circle this game, and they do have the talent to win it outright. Now, Michigan, on the other hand, sitting in the number 2 spot in the Big Ten, which is totally stacked, maybe overlooking this game a little bit. I mean, they shouldn't overlook it because Minnesota, like I said, has the talent to beat them. But they have Michigan State up next for, number 10, 2 top 10 teams going to duke it out. Michigan State, who's, with the injuries, are kind of turning downward a little bit, and they're going to have them for the lead in the Big Ten conference for the number 1 spot. Winner of that game will take the number 1 spot here into the home stretch. So Minnesota also, if they look at their schedule, they're going on the road for 3 of their last 4 games. They have 2 more top 25 opponents. 3 of the last 5 games are top 25 opponents. They need a signature win. They're on the bubble. They cannot afford to drop this game. They really need to win this game. And again, they have veterans on their team that know the significance of a circled game. This is one of them. Michigan, on the other hand, this is not a circled game. In fact, quite likely, this is a flat spot for them, having played at home against Maryland, a top 25 team, getting the win, going on the road to Minnesota, and then playing Michigan State, the number 1 team in the conference, a top 10 team, up next on deck at home. So I think we got a flat spot here. I think that it plays well into the Golden Gophers' hands, getting 5 at home. Minnesota Golden Gophers, I think, win this one outright, but I'll take the 5 at home as today's best bet. There you go, NCAA basketball best bet, Minnesota Golden Gophers, plus the 5 against Michigan. Good luck, everyone, tonight. We'll see you again soon.